Empowering Missions Advocates. This is GlobalCASTresources.com.
Hi, I'm Bevan with GlobalCAST Resources, and we'd like to just stop and ask the question, what is successful missions mobilization anyway? What counts as successful missions mobilization? Here we like to talk about this mobilization principle. Mobilization is to the reached what evangelism is to the unreached. Missions mobilization is to the reached believers what evangelism is to the unreached, to unbelievers. We found it very helpful to look at evangelism and identify ideas and principles that could then inform how we do missions mobilization. So, for example, there is Mr. James Engel, developed the Engel Scale of Evangelism. You might have heard of this. But he said, hey, this is a process of moving a person from no knowledge of God all the way to the point of decision, repentance, and faith. And that there are multiple encounters with God and hopefully God's people that move them along that journey. So those who sow the seed, that counts. That's successful evangelism. Those who water the seed, that counts. That's successful evangelism. And of course, the harvest, the privilege of harvest. So let's look at how that might be applied toward missions mobilization. We have said elsewhere that it is a process. It's not just that recruitment or that launching of a new laborer. There are many steps along the journey. And so we'd like to take Mr. Engel's scale of evangelism and at that point of decision, replace it with a scale of mobilization. Jamie Wood called it the fish scale, but it's just a helpful way to visualize the typical journey of that believer from no knowledge of God's mission in the nations and their part in it, all the way to identifying and actively and effectively engaging in that role. And so there is God's role in all of that, there is the mobilizer's role, and of course there is the believer who's making decisions and taking steps of obedience all along the way. So yes, successful mobilization is a mobilizer who identifies where that believer is in their journey and takes them one step closer.
The whole church bringing the whole gospel to the whole world. This is GlobalCASTresources.com.